She looked at me right in our kitchen, the one I renovated, and said, "You can't afford a lawyer to fight me. You never think it's going to be you. I'm Mark. I'm a high school woodshop teacher. I like the smell of sawdust. I like the sound of a perfectly balanced chisel. I like knowing that at the end of the day, I made something real." My wife, Sarah, well, Sarah became a lifestyle brand. We'd been married for 12 years, and for about 10 of those, I thought we were happy. I really did. The only other person that matters in this whole ugly mess is my brother, David. He's 10 years older, lives 3 states away in a city of glass towers, and he's not like me. We talk on Christmas and birthdays. He's a partner at some massive, scary law firm. He sounds tired, I sound like I've got paint on my phone, we don't mix. The tension, the real start of the crack. It began the day Sarah decided my paycheck wasn't photogenic enough for her Instagram feed. It wasn't always like this. When I met Sarah, she was a paralegal, she was funny, she was sharp, she liked that I worked with my hands. She used to come over and help me stain cabinets for my side hustle. She'd get mahogany varnish under her fingernails and laugh about it. We bought this house, a fixer-upper, the bones were good, and it was our project. I spent the first 2 years of our marriage rebuilding that place from the studs up. I laid the floors, I hung the drywall. I built the kitchen cabinets, dovetail joints, soft close hinges, the whole 9 yards. That kitchen was my masterpiece, and she loved it. She said it was the heart of the house. Then the blog started. It was just a hobby. Sarah Styles Life, a place to post pictures of the house I'd fixed, recipes, little DIY projects. It was cute and I was proud of her. People were responding. She was good at it. She had an eye. Then came Instagram. Then came the collaborations. First, it was a free throw blanket. Then it was a set of knives. Then it was a $5,000 sponsorship from a quartz countertop company that wanted to replace the butcher block I'd spent a month laminating and sealing. I said no at first. "Sarah, what's wrong with the counter?" "I made that for us." She gave me this look, this new look. It was pity. "Mark, honey, no one wants to look at wood anymore. It's dated. Quartz is clean. It's aspirational." That was the word, aspirational. That one word is what destroyed my marriage. I gave in. The quartz company came, ripped out my work in an afternoon, and slapped down a slab of white and gray plastic. Sarah took 100 photos of it with a bowl of lemons. Her followers loved it, and I just stopped enjoying making coffee in the morning. The brand became her. She wasn't Sarah, my wife, anymore. She was at Sarah Styles Life, a corporation. And a corporation, I learned, needs to optimize its assets. The spending started to creep. It was small, then it was a flood. "It's a write-off, Mark, you don't understand business." It was a new laptop, new cameras. A subscription box service that sent her $300 worth of beige-colored nonsense every month. Then it was the networking trips. Napa, Austin, Miami, all with her new friends. Friends I never met. Friends who also had aspirational lives and apparently husbands who were all VPs of something vague and important. I was the flannel shirt wearing, sawdust-covered anchor holding her back. I started picking up more side jobs. Custom bookshelves for a doctor, a deck for my neighbor. I was working 60, 70 hours a week, teaching all day, building all night. I was trying to fill the hole she was digging with our joint account. I thought I was being a good husband. I was supporting her dream. I found out later she was telling her friends I was just really into my little hobby. The contempt, that's what really stings. It wasn't overt, it was in the little things. It was the way she'd sigh when I came home from the shop. "Honey, can you shower? Before you sit on the new sofa, it's linen." It was the way she stopped talking about my work. She used to ask, "What did the kids build today?" Then it just stopped. I'd try to tell her about a student who finally got a joint right. She'd be scrolling her phone. "MMMHMM, that's great. Oh, Chloe's getting a pool." Can you believe it? Chloe was the worst, another influencer. Divorced, her ex was a banker, she was Sarah's guru. I heard them talking once in the kitchen, my kitchen, when they thought I was still out in the garage. He has no drive, Chloe. He's content to make what, 60 grand a year? It's embarrassing. You're a brand, Sarah. He's a handyman. You've outgrown him. It's that simple. You have to protect your assets. I remember just standing in the garage, my hand on the sander, and I realized my house wasn't my house anymore. It was an asset, a backdrop for her photos, and I wasn't her husband. I was a line item on a budget she was trying to cut. Then came Stefan. He was her personal trainer. But he was also, he was a wellness coach with perfect abs and teeth that looked like veneers. His name started appearing on our credit card statements. Training sessions, meal planning, wellness retreats. But the texts were what got me. She started guarding her phone like it was a live grenade. She'd laugh, a little breathy laugh she never used with me, and then tap 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 a reply her back to me. One night she fell asleep on the couch, the new linen one. Her phone buzzed on the coffee table. I glanced over from Stefan Wellness message, "You were amazing today. Can't stop thinking about that post-workout smoothie. Tomorrow 10 a.m. My blood just went cold. A smoothie, right?" I didn't confront her. What was the point? To have her lie to me. To have her gaslight me and call me insecure. I'd already been down that road when I asked about the charges for the girls' trip that somehow included a $400 dinner for two. I shut down, I went to work. I taught my kids how to use a lathe, I came home, I made dinner. She'd eat it while scrolling, or she'd be out at a networking dinner. I'd clean up. I'd go to the garage and build things I didn't even have a plan for, just to make something that felt solid. My family noticed. My mom's 60th birthday, a simple barbecue in my parents' backyard, the backyard I built the deck for. Sarah can't make it, I told them. She has a brand summit. In the city, my mom just looked at me, she didn't say anything. She just put her hand on my arm, and I knew, everyone knew except me apparently. I was the last one clinging to the wreckage. The summit, by the way. I saw the pictures on Chloe's Instagram story. It was the three of them, Sarah, Chloe, and another woman doing bottomless mimosas at some rooftop bar, tagged with number girl boss and number living my best life. I stopped sleeping in our bedroom. I told her the sawdust was bothering my allergies. I moved into the guest room. She didn't even object. I think she was relieved. The final straw, it was an email. She'd been using my laptop because her MacBook was rendering a video. She didn't log out of her email. I wasn't snooping, I swear. I was just opening the browser, and there it was, an inbox full of planning. Emails to Harrison Kane, a lawyer. Emails to a real estate agent about market valuation of 124 Oak Street. Emails to a credit company about opening a new line of business credit. And the one that made me physically sick, an email chain between her and Chloe. He's just not leaving. I told him I'm unhappy. He's just moping in the guest room. I need the house, Chloe. The brand is tied to the house. How do I make him go? Chloe's reply, honey, you have to rip the Band-Aid, tell him. He's not a fighter. He'll just fold. He's got no money. He's got no guts. You'll be fine. He'll just fold. He's got no guts. I sat there in my office, surrounded by the bookshelves I built, and just let it wash over me. The betrayal, the humiliation, the sheer, naked, calculating greed. She had been planning this for months. While I was out there working weekends trying to support her, she was strategizing with lawyers on how to take everything I'd ever built. And that's when I heard her car pull up. The crunch of gravel from her new, leased luxury SUV, a write-off, of course. She walked in carrying shopping bags. She didn't even look at me in the office. Just dropped her keys in the bowl. Mark, are you going to make dinner? I'm starving. I walked out of the office. I didn't yell. I wasn't even angry anymore. I was done. I just looked at her. Looked at this stranger standing in my hallway. Sarah, I said, my voice sounded weird. I saw the emails to the lawyer, to the real estate agent. She dropped the bags, and she didn't even have the decency to look guilty. She didn't cry. She didn't apologize. She sighed, that bored sigh like I was the inconvenience. Oh, Mark, you weren't supposed to see those. You've just made this so much more awkward. Awkward, you're planning to leave me. To take the house. My house, she snapped, and there it was. Let's be realistic. This house, this brand, I built this. My followers, my business, it's all tied to this aesthetic. This is my primary asset. What did you build? Some shelves. I couldn't speak. She was erasing me, erasing the last 12 years. Sarah, my father gave us the down payment. I rebuilt this place with my hands. And that's sweet, she said, her voice dripping with condescension. It really is, but this is the big leagues. I've talked to Harrison, my lawyer. He's very good, and he's explained the situation to me. She stepped closer, and this is the part I will never forget. She looked at me, this man she'd known for 15 years, and she smiled. A cold, thin, corporate smile. Look, I don't want to be cruel. I'll let you take your tools and your truck, but the house, the equity, that's mine. I earned it. And let's be blunt, she leaned in. You can't afford a lawyer to fight me. You're a teacher, I'm a corporation. You'll run out of money in a week. Harrison will bury you in paperwork. So just be smart, sign the papers. Don't make this ugly, take your flannel shirts and just go. And that was the turning point. I looked at her cold eyes, at the smug, confident set of her jaw, and I realized she was right. I wasn't a fighter, I was a builder. And I realized in that 1 second that she had just handed me the blueprints for my new project. The calm that came over me, it was absolute. All the pain, the sadness, the betrayal, it just evaporated. And all that was left was clarity. I stopped fighting, I stopped trying to save us, and I started to plan. I just nodded. You're right, Sarah. Her face, oh God, the relief, the smugness, she'd won. She'd correctly identified me as a pushover. You're right, I can't afford a lawyer to fight you. Good, she said, smoothing down her designer top. I'm glad you're finally seeing reason. I'll have Harrison draw up a simple, uncontested agreement. It'll be quick, clean. Okay, I said. I turned around, I went to the guest room, I packed one bag, just clothes for a few days, my toothbrush, my phone charger. Where are you going? She called out, sounding annoyed, not worried, annoyed. Motel, I said, just until the papers are ready. Fine, just, don't be dramatic about this, Mark, it's just business. I walked out the front door, I got in my old truck, and I sat there under the oak tree I planted, and I made the first and only call of my entire plan. I scrolled through my phone. Past mom, past principal, all the way down, and I hit David. He picked up on the second ring. He always picks up on the second ring. His voice was sharp. 10 p.m., David Miller. David, it's Mark. A pause, not a long one. Just a gear shifting. Mark, it's late. Are you okay? And my voice just cracked. All that calm I'd been faking, it just broke. No, I whispered. No, I'm not okay. Sarah's divorcing me. She's taking the house. She's taking everything. Another pause. This one was different. It wasn't confusion. It was, I don't know, it was cold. What do you mean taking? She has a lawyer, a big shot lawyer. She told me I can't afford to fight her. I heard him type something, just click, clack, click. Where are you, Mark? In my truck outside the house. I was just going to a motel. No, you're not, he said. The voice was different. It wasn't my brother. It was the guy who handles billion-dollar mergers. Stay in the truck, lock the doors, don't text her, don't call her, don't post a thing on social media. Do you understand me? Yeah. David, Mark, do you understand me? Do not engage. Yes, I understand. A car will be at your location in 15 minutes. It's a black Lincoln. The driver's name is Hector. He will take you to a hotel. A room is booked in my name. Go there, sleep. My assistant Anya will call you at 8 a.m. sharp with a flight confirmation. You're coming here. David, I have to teach. I can't afford. Mark, he cut me off. I am handling it. Your principal will be called. You are on extended family leave. Just get in the car and stop talking to anyone but me or Anya. The line clicked dead. 15 minutes later, a black Lincoln pulled up. Hector didn't say a word. He just took my one bag. I was terrified. I felt like I'd been kidnapped. I spent the next 3 weeks in a ghost apartment. David lived in this place. It was on the 50th floor. It was all glass and steel and white furniture. It looked like no one actually lived there. It was like his aspirational life, but it was real. And it was cold. I didn't even see David for the first week. He was in Zurich or Tokyo, I don't know. His assistant Anya she was terrifying. She was a woman in her late 20s with a gaze that could peel paint. She wasn't emotional. She wasn't sympathetic. She was a surgeon. She sat me down at a glass table with a laptop and a recorder. Mark, she said, not looking up. I need receipts, I need dates, I need bank statements. I need every text message, every email, every invoice for every piece of wood, every screw, every gallon of paint you have ever put into that house. I need the Venmo receipts for your father's gift. I need the credit card statements showing the dissipation of marital assets to Stefan Wellness. She knew his name. For 3 days, I dug, I forwarded emails. I logged into my bank. I found the Home Depot receipts from 10 years ago that I'd kept in a shoebox because I'm that guy. Anya just compiled. Tap, tap, tap. The kitchen remodel, you stated you did it yourself. Did you bill for your labor? What? No, I'm her husband. Irrelevant, Anya said. Find the invoices for the raw materials, estimate your hours. We will be using the standard contractor rate for your area as a baseline for marital contribution. But just find the numbers, Mark. Meanwhile, my phone was exploding. First, text from Sarah. Mark, where are you? You can't just disappear. Mark, this is childish. Harrison is sending the papers to the house. You need to come sign them. Are you at your parents'? Don't you dare drag them into this. I followed David's orders. I read them. I didn't reply. Then the Instagram posts started. She was thriving, pictures of her in my kitchen. Learning to find my own strength. New beginnings are hard, but so worth it. Clearing out the old energy to make room for the new. She posted a story of my tools. My tools from the garage piled in a heap by the curb. Spring cleaning, getting rid of things that no longer serve my purpose. My grandfather's chisels, my first hammer. I almost broke. I almost called her. I stood up and Anya just looked at me. Sit down, Mark. I saw it. It's been screenshotted. It's Exhibit F. Sit down. She was furious, but her face didn't move. Dissipation and destruction of assets. Keep digging. So I did. David finally showed up on a Tuesday night. He walked in, loosened his tie, and looked at me. I was a wreck. I was wearing the same sweatpants for 3 days. I was surrounded by paperwork. You look terrible, he said. I feel terrible. Good, he said. Anya tells me you're a pack rat. That's good. He went to his massive stainless steel fridge and pulled out 2 beers. He handed one to me. She thinks you're broke, right? She thinks you're a pushover. She thinks you're going to represent yourself. I am broke, David. I can't pay you. I can't even pay Anya. David took a long drink of his beer. He actually laughed. It was a dry, short sound. Pay me. Mark, what do you think I do? I'm a litigator. I don't get paid. I win. This isn't a job. This is pest control. He looked at the pile of evidence. She served you yet? The papers are at the house. I haven't been, you know. Served? She will, David said. She'll get impatient. She'll get a process server. She'll schedule a preliminary hearing to ask for temporary possession of the house and for you to pay her alimony, citing your erratic disappearance and financial abandonment. But she's the one, doesn't matter. Let her do all of it. Let her build her entire case on the fact that you are weak and poor. Let her. He finished his beer. Anya, he called out, file the appearance and reach out to a forensic accountant. I want everything from at Sarah Styles Life LLC. I want to know how much she paid for her mimosas. He looked at me. Get some sleep, Mark. You have a court date in 2 weeks, the day of the hearing. I've never been more scared in my life. I flew back in that morning. David wasn't with me. I have a meeting, he'd said. I'll meet you there, maybe might be late. What, David, you can't be late? Mark, get in the cab. Go to the courthouse, wait on the bench, don't talk to her, don't talk to anyone, just wait. So there I was, family court, room 3 billion, it smelled like old coffee and despair. I was sitting on that hard, polished wooden bench. I was wearing my only suit, the one I wear to funerals and graduations. It was a teacher suit, it was fine, and then she walked in. Sarah, she was glowing. She was wearing an all-white pantsuit like she was, I don't know, like she was royalty. She had her hair blown out, full makeup. She looked expensive, and next to her was him, Harrison Kane. He was exactly what you'd picture. He was 6'2", perfect tan, silver hair, teeth so white they looked fake. His suit probably cost more than my truck. He was laughing, one hand on Sarah's back, steering her through. He was a shark, and I was, chum, Sarah saw me. Sitting there alone, and she smirked, not a smile, a smirk, a pitying, I'll look at him, he really showed up smirk. She whispered something to Harrison. He glanced at me over his glasses and he chuckled. He didn't even see me as a threat. He saw me as a speed bump. They sat at the petitioner's table, they were whispering. Sarah was looking around the courtroom like she was redecorating it in her head. My heart was, it was a drum. I was sweating through my shirt. Where is he? Where is David? All rise. The judge came in, a tired-looking woman, Judge Diaz. She puts on her glasses. Case 304 billion, Miller versus Miller. Petition for dissolution and temporary orders. Harrison Kane stands up. His voice is, it's like butter, it's deep. Your Honor, Harrison Kane for the petitioner, Sarah Miller. He gestures to Sarah, who gives the judge a sad, brave little smile. We believe this will be a simple, uncontested matter, Your Honor. We have filed for temporary exclusive possession of the marital home at 124 Oak Street, given that it is the primary place of business for my client and, unfortunately, the respondent, Mr. Miller, abandoned the residence 3 weeks ago without warning. We are also asking for temporary spousal support as he, Judge Diaz, holds up a hand. She looks at me. Mr. Miller. Are you representing yourself, son? My mouth is sand. I stand up, my knees are shaking. No, Your Honor, I'm waiting for my counsel. He's running late. Sarah rolls her eyes. A full dramatic, can you believe this guy eye roll? Harrison laughs, that slick little chuckle. Your Honor, with all due respect to Mr. Miller, we've had no contact from any legal representation whatsoever. This is quite clearly a stalling tactic. He's had weeks, he's wasting the court's time. The judge is not happy, she's looking at me. Mr. Miller, I don't have all day. If your counsel isn't here, BATHWOOM. The sound of the heavy courtroom door, it didn't just open, it swung. It hit the wall with a crack, and the entire temperature of the room dropped 20 degrees. In walks David. He's not like Harrison, he's not flashy, he's dangerous. His suit is dark gray, charcoal, it's not stylish, it's armor, his hair is perfect. He's holding one single thin briefcase. Leather, old, expensive. He doesn't look at me, he doesn't look at Sarah, he doesn't look at Harrison. He looks at Judge Diaz. The court stenographer, who had been looking bored, suddenly sat up arrow straight. Judge Diaz, her jaw tightens. She knows him. Mr. Miller, she says, her voice is different, respectful. Significant surprise to see you in my courtroom. I thought you were in a different league. David walks right up to the respondent's table. Apologies for my delay, Your Honor. The Apex Bryson merger hearing ran long. David Miller. For the respondent, Mark Miller. I'm pretty sure I stopped breathing. I look at Sarah. Her face is chalk. White, the tan, the glow, the makeup. It's just gone. Her mouth is open. She's grabbing Harrison's arm. Who? Who is that? I can just hear her whisper. Harrison Kane, oh, sweet justice. Harrison looks like he just saw a ghost. He's shuffling his papers. His tan looks like it's fading. He stammers. That's David Miller, that's. The surgeon, he's the senior partner at K&S. He's a corporate litigator. He doesn't do divorce. David sits down next to me. He puts his briefcase on the table. Click, click, the sound of the latches. It's the loudest sound I've ever heard. He opens it. It's empty except for one file. He leans over to me. His first words to me in that courtroom, "You okay, Mark?" I just nod. I can't speak. And then he turns. He turns his head slowly and he looks for the very first time at Sarah. He doesn't smile, he doesn't sneer, he just looks, he assesses, like she's a line item. Sarah shrinks, she physically presses herself back in her chair. David leans past me across the aisle, and he says it, the line, his voice is quiet, not loud, just clear and cold. He doesn't have to afford me, he taps his chest. I'm his older brother. Sarah makes this sound. A little squeak like a mouse, Harrison Kane. He slumps, he just deflates all the shark. Gone, he's a guppy. He knows he's not just outgunned, he's been nuked from orbit. David turns back to Judge Diaz. His voice is suddenly loud, it fills the room. Your Honor, we will not be accepting the petitioner's generous offer. In fact, we will be filing an immediate countersuit for full dissipation of marital assets, seeking reimbursement for, he pulls a paper from the file, $112,000 in fraudulent business expenses over the last 24 months. He pulls out another paper. We will be seeking full reimbursement for the gifted down payment, which per the attached and signed gift letter reverts to the recipient, my client in the case of dissolution. We will also be seeking punitive damages for the intentional destruction of assets, namely, he looks at another paper, a collection of vintage woodworking tools valued at approximately $8,000. Harrison is just staring. Your Honor, this is an ambush. I'm not finished, David says, not even looking at him. Furthermore, Your Honor, we will be filing for an immediate forensic audit of at Sarah Styles Life LLC, which we have reason to believe is a fraudulent corporate shell designed to launder marital funds. He drops the last paper on the table. And we will be subpoenaing a Mr. Stephen O'Connell regarding the nature of his personal training expenditures, which seem to be extensive. Sarah, she gasped. A big theatrical I am dying gasp. Judge Diaz just looked at her. Then at Harrison, then at David. She almost smiled. She banged her gavel. Temporary orders denied. Petition for support denied. I'm appointing a financial auditor, Mr. Kane, Mr. Miller. I suggest you two go have a long talk. In the hallway, now, the aftermath. Oh, it was glorious. Harrison Kane practically drags Sarah out of the courtroom. David Justy slowly packs his one file back into his briefcase. Click, click, he stands up. Let's go, Mark. We walk out and Harrison is waiting for us. He's sweating now. His tan is blotchy. David, he says, trying to be, a colleague. David, Mr. Miller, listen. Let's be reasonable. She's distressed. She wasn't thinking clearly. Sarah is behind him and she's crying, but they're not sad tears, they're angry tears. You tricked me, she yells at me. You lied to me. You told me you couldn't afford a lawyer. I just looked at her. And before I could say anything, David stepped right in front of me. He's not a big guy, but he is. He looks at Harrison. My definition of reasonable, Mr. Kane, is a full buyout of my client's 50% equity in the home, plus the $112,000 in dissipated assets, plus the $8,000 in destroyed property, plus my client's legal fees, which are substantial. Harrison's eyes go wide. David, that's everything. That's more than everything. She'll be ruined. David just tilts his head. You're right, I'm being unreasonable. Fine. We'll just go to discovery. He starts to walk away. Wait, Harrison yells. Wait, okay, we'll talk. Good, David says. My office will send you the settlement. You have 24 hours to have her sign it. Or the subpoenas go out. Have a nice day. And the social fallout, it was biblical. The story leaked. Of course it did. Someone in that courtroom talked. Maybe the stenographer, maybe Harrison's own assistant. The narrative flipped. Sarah's brand, it was built on being this strong, independent, self-made woman. The real story was better. Wait, she tried to leave her teacher husband with nothing? Did you read the part where she threw out his grandfather's tools? He's a WOODSHOP teacher. I can't, and her husband's brother is the David Miller, the guy who broke up Amazon or whatever. Oh my God, I found the trainer's page. Stefan, it's cringe. Her comments were a dumpster fire. She tried to delete them, she couldn't keep up. Gold digger, you're not a girl boss, you're a leech. Enjoy living with Chloe, number justice for Mark. She had to lock her account, then she deleted it. All her collaborations evaporated. The quartz counter company, the beige throw blanket people, they all pulled their contracts. The last I heard, she was being sued by one of her sponsors for breach of a morality clause. She had to sell the house. Of course, she had to sell it in a hurry to pay me. She didn't get the house, she didn't get the equity, she didn't get my tools after the forensic audit. She owed me, she ended up with her clothes, her leased SUV, which was repossessed a month later, and a room at Chloe's apartment. I actually felt bad for her for like a second. I'm in my new place. It's a small apartment close to the school. I can smell the sawdust from the shop in the afternoons. It's quiet. David, he flew back the same day. I tried to thank him, he just waved me off. She disrespected the work, Mark, he said, that's all. She didn't respect your work. People who don't respect the work, they never last. He was my brother. I kept the workbench. I bought back a few of my grandfather's chisels from the pawn shop she'd sold them to. And I learned a pretty big lesson. Turns out the most expensive thing in a marriage isn't the house, it's underestimating the person you think you can just throw away.